Hello? Is anyone there? Help! Please! Can anyone hear me? I'm locked in the cellar. He's keeping me in the cellar. No one's there. No one's coming. I can never let you go. How long has it been now? 3, 4 years? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't belong here. I belong out there. Away from all of this. I should be able to taste the wind. Get a suntan. Drink Coke. Eat a hot dog. But I'm not hungry. Not really. Empty, but not hungry. That's him. He only comes at night. That's another day gone. Another day lost. Wasted. Say something. Please. Just a few words. I hate it when you look at me like that. Why are you doing this? You've been hurt. I can see it in your eyes. Maybe I can help. Maybe it'll help to talk. I'm a good listener. And then maybe you could let me go?
Never let you go. I can't. I can't.
Why not? What have I ever done to you?
You left me.
I left you? What sort of crazy is this? I don't know you. I don't even know your name.
It's Ryan.
I don't know any Ryan. So, you saying that?
See? Now you remember.
No, don't go. Please, just not when we're starting to get to know each other. Ryan. Why does it sound so familiar? Ryan! I remember!
So, do you remember?
Just now. It's all come back. I was your girlfriend, wasn't I?
That's right.
So, why all this? Did I dump you? Is this some sort of perverted revenge?
Then you don't remember anything else.
I don't remember leaving you. I know I would never leave you. I loved you. It was the real thing. In fact, I was sure you were going to propose.
I was. On the top of Carter's Cliff, by the lighthouse.
My favourite spot, where we first kissed.
It was a beautiful summer's evening, with the sun set on the sea. It looked like someone had spilled red ink on every wave.
I was so happy.
Me too.
So what happened? We had everything. What went wrong? And why don't I remember?
Shall I tell you?
Please, Ryan. I've got to try and make sense of all of this.
Once upon a time, there was a boy named Ryan who loved a girl called Engel. He'd loved her since primary school when we sat next to each other in class. And when she said yes to a date, his whole world changed forever. They found their friendship made the foundations for a love that could stand the test of time. So, when he was old enough, he was going to propose to her. And why wait, right? But he was scared. What if she said no?
I never would have said no.
I should have trusted you. I panicked, so I drank. And I picked you up and we drove to the lighthouse.
I remember.
You never made it. Never even saw the other driver. And when we hit the barrier, I was thrown clear, but you...
Stop! Don't say another word.
So sorry.
I died.
I lost the most important thing in my life that night.
I'm here. I do understand.
The doctor said, till I let you go, I'll never be well again. Can't let you go. Can't bear to be without you.
Ryan, I'm not real. I'm just a memory. I'm just...
You're real enough to me, and that's all that matters. Just so long as I can have you here.
Ryan, if you really love me, you really must let me go. I understand, I do, but what's the use?
Can't. Just can't.
Listen to me. I forgive you. And I'm sorry that we never got to marry. I'm sorry I never got to be the mother of our children. And I'm sorry we never got to grow old together. But what we did have, Ryan, I had the best life. I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute with you. Let me go. Please.
Emily. It's open. A dream. It's just a dream. Can't bear thinking about it now. It's cold. Must be really late for the temperature to have dipped this much.
Would you like a warm blanket? I could wrap you up all warm and cosy, like I did when you were a little baby.
Sis, can't be you.
And what, Tim? A disappointment? That's what Dad called me. His biggest disappointment.
I never called you that. Never. I always stood up for you. I did.
Really? Did you stand up for me that one time at dinner when Dad told me to leave and never come back?
I was only little. You were the oldest.
I was your big sister. I was the one who took the blame. I was the one who protected you from all the horrors of that family.
Not for long. When Dad said go, you did. You never came back.
Is that what he told you?
It's what he told everyone. We all knew that when you got pregnant, that'd throw you out. He never tried to hide the fact. You could have had an abortion. No one would have known.
He would have known. He always knew. Anyway, it's all in the past now. Water under the bridge. Aren't you glad to see me after all these years?
I was the one who found you in the well. Dad must have followed. Never let you go.
You lost control.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Go back to sleep. When you wake, you think this has all been a dream.
A dream. It's just a dream. Can't bear thinking about it now. It's cold. Must be really late for the temperature to have dipped this much.
Would you like a warm blanket? I could wrap you up all warm and cozy, like you did when you were a little baby.
I hate this night. I hate this whole day. It's just this season. It's cold, gets dark early, and it's so expensive. £10 just for a bowl of sweets. Here we go.
Trick or treat!
And what are you supposed to be?
I'm a ghost.
Don't really look like one.
Well, have you ever seen one?
No.
And how do you know what one looks like?
Well, they're all white with little holes for eyes.
Too much hassle. And Mum didn't want me cutting up the bed sheets. Trick or treat!
You're not getting anything out of me. You're a fraud. Not even remotely frightening. Leave me alone. that?
It was my scary boo.
It wasn't really very scary. You didn't shout it. In fact, you only really whispered it. And you didn't wave your arms around.
Trick or treat.
Stop wasting my time.
Trick or treat.
Well, that's certainly better. You know what? Have all of them. I don't think anyone's made me laugh like that in years.
Thank you.
There you go.
See you next year.
That's if I'm not a ghost myself.
Did you like flowers? I don't remember. Never bought you any. That's for sure. There's always Mum. She loved flowers all over the house. Every room filled with fragrance, she used to say. Remember?
I remember. I did like flowers. I used to press them when I was little. If you go into my room and look at my box, you can see all sorts of flowers. Daisies, snowdrops, violets. All flat and drained of colour. I even had a nice Bible of wildflowers, of course. I'd spotted every single one of them. I even applied for a certificate and a badge, but they never came.
I remember. You used to run to the post every day and you'd be so disappointed. I'm sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
Not about the badge. About everything. Go on. I was never the big sister you needed me to be. I was too busy. I had other things on my mind.
Boys. Josh done for starters.
Josh. In the end, he was all I ever thought about.
He was nice. He was always kind to me.
He was? I never noticed.
I know you didn't. I worshipped you. I wanted to be just like you. I wanted to dress like you, talk like you. Even like the same music. Even when really, I didn't. I'd borrow your clothes just so I could.
Remember when you cut your hair to make it look like mine? Mum went mad. You'd made such a mess. You had to have it shaved in the end.
Oh no, I was gutted.
You were bald.
So, now do you understand why I took the dress?
Of course I understand. It's just at the time I was
Selfish.
stupid. I mean, it was gorgeous. It was my prom dress. I was going to be prom queen. And you
I tore it. I was mortified.
made excuses.
You should have forgiven me.
I should have. Instead, I shouted.
You hit me,
I hit you.
so I ran.
You ran. Straight into a road. Straight into a car. My lovely dress. My lovely sister. Ruined.
You should have forgiven me.
I should have loved you more. I could have worn my dress. I should have talked, had fun, looked after you.
If only we could turn back time to the good days. We'd be such good friends, you and me.
You'd be bridesmaid at my wedding to Josh. We'd go Euro railing. We'd dance.
We show the world what it meant to be sisters.
And we wouldn't be afraid to tell each other, I love you.
I love you too. For always, forever.
I love you for always, forever.
I know you will.
And those are the things I should have said. Would have said if you'd survived. But now I can only imagine the conversations we might have had. The life you might have lived. I'm sorry. I got it all wrong.
But you got this right.
I first saw the girl in the red coat on a Monday night. Jill had decided she had to work, so I thought I'd do the same. And so I took the path from Hugh Stewart Hall to the law library like I've done so many times before. It was winter, so the trees had shed their leaves and leaving a carpet beneath my feet. The walk by my mind was filled with melancholy. November does that. It fills my mind with all these negative and depressing what-ifs that haunt me. What if Jill was to leave me? What if I was to fail my degree? What if these headaches meant that I was dying? I thought the library was empty when I arrived. I balled my rucksack into a space beneath the chairs and scanned the stacks for the cases I needed. I had this essay that needed to be done. I'd been putting it off for weeks, but today was the day I was going to gather my thoughts and come up with a plan. And it was while I was sitting and musing on the complexities of cannibalism presented in the case of Dudley and Stevens that I saw her. She was partially hidden by a deep pile of books that almost framed her face. She was dark-haired and pale and had an intensity that impressed me. And she had this red coat on, very retro, and she looked up and smiled. And when she smiled, November vanished. My name is Jake, and I'm desperate for a coffee, and I just wondered if you were too.
I'm really busy. But if you like, you could bring me one. My name's May, by the way, and I'm in my last year, so you know what it's like.
Okay. Sorry, the cold air's chilled the coffee. Still coffee, right?
Ugh, no sugar.
I don't think anyone took sugar nowadays.
I do. So I guess you're calling me old-fashioned.
I'll remember next time.
You think there's going to be a next time?
Call me an optimist. So what's this you're studying anyway?
Legal theories. There's a lot to write about.
I didn't know we still did legal theory.
I do. So what is it you're avoiding so desperately?
Criminal defence. I'm basing an essay around DK, you know, the HIV case.
I've never heard of it.
Of course you have, everyone has.
Not me.
Okay. So, when you finish, do you fancy maybe going somewhere for a drink?
I don't think I'll ever finish. But I've got to, because I've got to get that first. Another time, perhaps. I left her scribbling away like a Victorian clerk and went back to my roof. I returned each day and she was always there. We talked, and we laughed. And sometimes our fingertips brushed, quite by accident, but with a beautiful serendipity. I bought a coffee each day. She sips it as she worked. But each day she seemed to return with a bigger pile of books as a notepad grew fat with words.
Hey mate. How about tomorrow? We take a break from work and go to Woolerton Hall and be all student. What do you say?
I'd love to. I've not been in ages. I miss that giraffe.
What giraffe?
You know, the one that's... Don't worry. Look, can you leave me alone, please? I've got to finish theirs.
We'd arranged to meet at the Trent building at 10 o'clock, but she never came. So I returned to the law library each night for a week, and she was never there. The librarian had become suspicious, and one day he decided to ask me what was really going on. I told him about May and wondered if he knew where she'd gone. The librarian just looked sad. Was she wearing a red jacket? He said. My face told him all he needed to know, and he proceeded to tell me a story of a young student who was quite brilliant, who spent all her time studying. Who one night left the law library very late and was knocked down by a student driver. 30 years ago today. He just looked at me and smiled. I've seen her too. Still trying to finish that essay on legal theory. Still chasing that first, trying to complete a degree. Dear May. Endless May. November's returned now, and its heartless grip has tore the soul from me. I finished with Jill that night and determined to be the best law student I could be. I would get that first and make it hers. It was all I had left to do.